So what? I think they're flying. Yes, I was just on the bathroom. I got more cola. Yes, they are flying to the sunset, and let's watch a bit more
of Squadron 42 in order to enjoy the MMO. And the game is going to be a really well done full AAA title with a number of really famous people you've probably heard about. People like Mark Hamill from Star Wars, or Gillian Anderson from The X-Files, Liam Cunningham, the guy who plays the Onion Knight in Game of Thrones, or how about Henry Cavill, the guy who plays Superman, a guy who apparently actually approached them about being part of Squadron 42, a fan of the game in his own right. All of this taking place in our own galactic backyard, the Milky Way. And whether it be in the campaign or in the MMO, you're going to make your own name for yourself through the universe. You can go it solo or you can go it with a group of friends. It's all up to you. It's all up to what sort of play style that you want to play. And really, I can keep going and going about it because obviously I'm really enthusiastic about Star Citizen, but I'm going to stop right here because now it's time to start talking about what Star Citizen is today. But if this explanation wasn't good enough and you still have questions, feel free to comment down below or go check out their website at robertspaceindustries.com to learn more about the direction Star Citizen is going. But now let's get into what the current state of the game is. It can be best seen here on the roadmap page of the RSI website, which clearly shows what they're currently working on and what's coming in future patches. Lately, they've been keeping to a pretty good quarterly schedule since they started committing to it last year. As a result, we've seen a lot more progress in this past year than we've seen in the previous 5. That really doesn't tell the whole story though, because a lot of the progress is owed to the fact that a lot of their core tech and tools have now come to a first iteration, with the exception of server meshing, which is going to enable extremely large server caps. The reason why this core tech is so important is because it was a blocker for creating the tangible content we've been waiting for. Stuff like object container streaming made Hurston the planet possible, a planet almost the size of Earth. It's a feature that helps your computer handle the amount of information that exists within the world of Star Citizen, bringing your frames from what used to be around 20 to 30 FPS without even a planet like Hurston to now 60 to 70 FPS anywhere in the system, with the exception of places like Lorville, which are currently waiting on their own unique city tech version of OCS. As of this moment in time, there's not a whole lot of content that's going to keep you in the game for a long period of time. The missions, the trading, the bounty hunting are all going to help you earn money and even buy ships in-game. But because the persistence core tech part of the game isn't fully integrated, there's not persistence between patches. So unfortunately, every time a patch rolls around, your inventory gets wiped and it's kind of a hamper on the progress in-game. Still though, people do find a lot of fun playing the game with their friends who have different types of ships, which they're able to borrow and try out or do multi-crew sorts of missions with, and a lot of people like to create their own sort of missions where they fight against other players, test to see which weapons work best, or even do first-person shooter matches in big ships like the Hammerhead. Though I think the experience is quite subjective. Although there's not a lot of missions for me to do in the game, I still find myself returning to it with my friends to do new shenanigans as new features are added into the game. Stuff like VoIP, Face over IP, and VoIP, Voice over IP have enabled us to have really fun encounters with other people who we don't know, and that in itself can be quite fun. Speaking of encounters with other players, the PvP and PvE on the first-person combat side is also feeling really crisp and nice. A lot of people who like to play games like Escape from Tarkov or other military simulators really appreciate the very realistic mechanics put into the game by CIG. I myself have had a ton of fun running clear missions here at Security Post Korea. So if flight combat really isn't your thing, there's always the choice of becoming a Marine or bounty hunter that really focuses more on ground combat than space combat. If blowing other people up in your internet spaceship, though, is the thing that you want to do, well then I wouldn't worry too much. The current iteration of that system is probably the most polished, though they're still obviously working on it and tweaking it as they add more ships and weapons. The new aerodynamic flight system will also be coming into the game around sometime next year, Q1 or Q2, which will make aerodynamic ships behave much better in Atmosphere Nebula than their brick-like counterparts. Wondering though if your PC can actually handle it? Well, lucky you, in 3.3.6 they added a new tool called Telemetry that you can find here on the website by going to Development and Telemetry. This tool shows you pretty clearly what people are experiencing with various systems across the board. For example, here in the lower left we'll see the minimum specification, which is currently yielding around 41.3 FPS with an AMD 8350 and a GTX 1060. It's very likely you'll be able to find your own system somewhere on this chart, but I have to warn you that you should only take this information with a grain of salt, as it does not tell you what frequency the RAM is at, where they have the installation, because an SSD makes a huge difference in performance, and it doesn't tell you the internet connection because that too will have an impact on your performance in the game. Overclocking your CPU will also yield a pretty good jump in
Yes, let's have a look at the live stream. They're still flying.
But you're right.
They are flying to the sunset. It's 3 a.m. in the night
This is a
in
sunrise.
Denmark. Cheers, cola.
Altitude and heading towards it.
Yes, I'm not watching this half an hour they're flying. Yes, I have spent Microsoft Flight Simulator I have used 10 years, but I not use anymore. I have fly many hundreds hours.
Yes, so it's hard to tell in this chart whether
They
or
can
not
be
those
streaming
people are
for
overclocked.
hours. Let's
All I
just
can
watch
tell you is that if
this.
you're looking to get into the game, that this is a really good way to see what at minimum you're probably going to get. Of course, in the future, these numbers will also all go up. If you look at 2.6 or even 3.0, you'll see that those numbers were pretty abysmal. So there has been a substantial improvement this past year in performance.
Holy.
And I expect to see even more as more and more improvements are made.
There's 5
to
minutes
the
left.
system. Inevitably,
This
though,
video.
many of you are going to be looking to upgrade your rig sometime this year, and so you're probably wondering what you should upgrade first. Well, in order, I would suggest first an SSD for the install. That's going to increase your performance. Second, I would suggest getting a new CPU like the 9900K along with its MOBO and respective RAM. It's going to give you much more price per dollar performance than a 2080 Ti or any of the 20 series will. After you've got a new CPU, then upgrade your GPU. Because at present, getting a new 2080 Ti costs roughly the same as getting a 9900K, the cooler that comes with it, a MOBO, and even some sticks of RAM. Yeah, they're that overpriced. The CPU, regardless of future performance improvements, will always play a big role in the way Star Citizen performs because of the way OCS works. Right now, single-threaded performance and multiple threads are important for Star Citizen, but as the game progresses further, I suspect that having more threads is going to give you more of an increase in performance than single-core frequency. So I hope that helps a lot of you guys out wondering if your computer can run it. I'm sure some of you are quite surprised to find that you actually don't need an incredibly beefy computer to get a good 50 FPS to 60 FPS in the game. So at this point in the video, hopefully you know whether or not Star Citizen is for you and whether or not your rig can run it. The final question to answer is, what level of pledge do you need to put forward of your own money for you to actually enjoy the experience? Honestly, you really only need the base starter package or maybe even the Avenger Titan, that's a $60 package, because Really, once you have a beginner package, you're going to be able to get into the game and play with friends. Or you can even hop onto the Armco community and borrow ships. You don't need to buy all of these ships and pledge all this money to be able to experience all the ships in the game. That's just something that you can do if you really feel like you want to support the cause. Pledges aren't actually buying ships. What you're doing is you're giving money to CIG to fund development, and in return, they're giving you a ship. Because in the end, these ships will not be purchasable when the game is released, and you will be able to buy any ship in the game in-game with in-game money. Now, of course, a lot of people will say, well, it's sort of like pay to win. It's like microtransactions. If you buy a bigger ship, you're going to be more powerful. And although that may be true, for example, between a Titan Avenger versus a little Anvil Arrow, it's not true when you start scaling up much higher to, say, multi-crew ships. Because once you get more and more crew, it's more dependent on your crew's ability to perform than it was before. On the level of sub-capitals and carriers, it's even more of an issue because those ships require somewhere...
Yes, let's have a look. They are still flying.
Hot drop.
I like it when we go into the sun. It shows off my armor colors.
Yeah, that's awesome. Wow.
Hey, so Fox Spam, I'm there in the middle with the what I call the Golden Stormtrooper armor. I'm gonna take a smoke break. I'll be back in.
That seemed to fix my NVIDIA screenshot keys as well.
So we're 123.
Weapon system off.
Yeah, it does that.
Yeah, just power cycle. We're 123 away from it.
Systems on.
So it's in the area, so we'll have to scan. But it's gonna be fun. Go to this location, they said. This is always happening, they said. It's really fun, they said. Great.
So when you're in quantum travel, it looks like you're underwater.
Yeah.
I posted a screenshot as we in the Discord.
Yes, going down
what
to
it looks
this
like.
planet. We have 2 minutes left.
around 15 to 20 people to
2
really
minutes
operate
left of
them
this video.
efficiently, not really including the actual flight deck pilots. Then there's stuff like maintenance cost for when components or thrusters go bad. At present, even size 3 stuff can cost as much as 100k AUEC. So one person only running missions with a Kraken is going to go broke pretty much the first day. And that's why really big ships aren't really an advantage. They're more of a problem. Trust me, trying to herd a group of people over even 10 is like herding cats. It's ridiculous. And I know a lot of people have bought Idrises and Krakens and stuff and Javelins, but I highly suspect that the vast majority of them will stay in dry dock the majority of the time because there simply aren't enough people to man them for their guilds. So guys, moral of the story here is that you really don't need a big package to have fun. You just need to be able to get into the game and pledge for it. So starting with an Aurora or a Mustang is fine. If you want to get a little bit bigger, go up to the Avenger for single fighter. It gives you a bed to sleep in and a place to store cargo. The Titan is my personal recommendation. Finally, if you've got a friend or two that you want to play with, or maybe even 3 friends, then a Freelancer or a Drake Cutlass is a great first step multi-crew ship that's not going to cost a lot of money and is easily crewed by your friends. Only spend a lot more than that if you're really into the project like myself. Personally, I've been waiting for a game since Star Wars Galaxies to really get me back into MMOs, and really this is the only game that has been as ambitious as that real game. I mean, even today, we really don't have games where you can fully customize the interior of our house, go and find unlimited amounts of custom clothing or weapons manufactured by individual players, fly into space in real time and man big ships with your friends. All that was present years and years ago and has just dropped off the radar for science fiction games. That's why I'm backing, and that's why I was willing to give them so much, because I really believe in this project. And it's up to you whether or not you will too. If you do end up backing though, make sure you use my referral code, which will give you 5,000 extra UEC when you start the game and helps me and my big guild get a javelin sometime in the future. Anyway, guys, I hope this has helped answer a lot of your basic questions about Star Citizen. If you have any more, let me know down in the comments section below. I really do read that stuff. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you guys next time.
Yes, I'm not sure I subscribe. I have to look what kind of videos. I'm not interested to subscribe to too much.
You.
Oh, they're still flying.
I added you to stream one. You're welcome to join. Hey. Yeah, the only thing is I'm going to have to add you. So is your handle the same as it is in Discord?
No, wait, do we have more videos? Yes, we have this one.
Oh, we're going around. Okay, never mind.
Devil Dog Gamer
We're going
got
down.
900,000.
Is that a building? Oh, the craziness. Dude, I'm so excited. This is my first time actually visiting
Oh,
this
I
place,
think
even though I probably...
that could maybe be this planet we should maybe watch. Let's
Do you want to try? You guys want to
Turning.
try? Alright,
must be this new planet maybe.
we just did it.
Uh-oh.
Sweet.
This is going to be a tough one for you. Challenge accepted. Did we lose
I
somebody?
can't land this thing without the
Yes.
engines.
Huh?
But they can be streaming for hours. Let's watch a little bit of this.
Should have been here when it first came out. But
Quantum drive deactivated.
here we go. We're going on in. I'm going to get comms on this window if I possibly can. Okay, cool. These are gigantic buildings. There's actually a transit system also in here. That's going to be pretty badass, but there's just lots of really cool things. No, I don't want a chaff countermeasure. Damn it.
Flare countermeasure active.
There we go. Now I can kind of look around a bit. There's 2 little flight seats for crew members. You know what? Let's get the afterburner really cranking here. Okay, here we go. Now, let's try not to smack into the middle of the planet here. But this is what it looks like. There I am. Oh, I'm kind of yawn. And then there's the bedroom at the bottom, where everybody can go and chill. This thing's pretty badass looking for a luxury ship.
That's super nice here. Yes, but maybe they are inside this planet. Should maybe watch.
I love the way that looks, man. It looks amazing.
Okay. I need lift. Aziz, I need lift.
So, for me, the ground is kind of spawning in and then despawning as we get like out of the top.
Did you do that on purpose? That was like two feet from.
Yeah, that was pretty much not on purpose. That was me on purpose trying to avoid us from crashing.
Yeah, no, that was awesome.
I know it was some like air brake, everything. I used everything.
Told you I catch up to you.
You sure did. All right, now where's that? Oh, is it right below us? Oh, wait a minute.
I fell out.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Oh no, watch out. I think this is very... Wow, we're strafing a lot.
Yep, survived. Nope, I didn't. Take that back, I spoke too soon.
All that, and there's mountain ranges too. This biome's interesting.
I'm standing here, I can turn around.
No, it takes a few seconds before you
River
respawn.
Yep, there we go.
Who is the one in the Mustang?
At least you know where we are.
I'm currently following Protus Drift at the moment. Are y'all with him still?
Yeah.
So I have 1 hour
I'm gonna
left
land here because
on
I'm not
my
sure if this
memory
is
cards.
for mine.
I record 2 hours. It's 3:15 a.m. night Denmark. And I'm John Olsen, Mongo TV.
Am
I
I?
gotta wait for everything to
So
I
you're
just
already at the
record this for
location?
fun.
Yeah, there's quite a few of us.
Okay, excellent. When you
But
say
go
you're at
and
the location,
subscribe to
that
this
mission
people.
location, right?
It's not my videos.
Okay. Just land.
Citaro, I have just subscribed him.
While you guys make your way. I've never done this before, but it looks like that this.
We have 300 online, 400.
Wow, it's so cool. Look what I'm doing with the landing gear. I'm actually straight, and it actually lifts up to the different terrain. That is cool. Let's see if I can back up. Oh yeah, look at that. Ding, 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 ding. That is cool. All right.
Consider your trusted security user.
Yay! You're here now?
Let me move out of the way. Hold on.
Okay. Okay.
I hope Proteus knows where I'm going, because I don't.
I'm just gonna try check this place out real quick. Be careful, there might be rock biters or something out here, guys. What is that in the distance? Wow, there's cactuses out here.
Sandworms.
Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh yeah, we're good.
Tuscan Raiders.
Wow, look at that. It's actually water? Is that like real water, or is this just...
Oh, yes, it's water.
Wow. That is cool. This calls for good music. Here goes. And atmosphere.
0.84 is the atmosphere here.
0.84? Not good.
Composition is also interesting near this geysers. What are these?
Ice cream.
Okay.
Geysers, absolutely.
I see a shipping coming. Oh, that looks great. Look at this.
Oh, somebody just dropped their gun. Pick that up.
Yeah, it's box spam. Hold on.
You're on a rock. Straight
Yeah.
forward.
Good, good, good. And that's the normal freelancer. I was going to say it's a Dur. I should probably be careful.
Let me know when I'm supposed to drop the gun.
Wow, a Buccaneer just passed by.
Yep.
Wow, that was cool. All right, everyone, we are going to make our assault from this location. Apparently, we're 50 clicks away, right?
By foot?
No.
All right.
We're gonna jump in the Max, or stay in your ship and let's do a formation flight and see how this looks. Okay?
Are you at Thetis already?
We're nearby Thetis.
Okay.
We're trying to get to our destination.
I can't access my equipment manager.
I'm just gonna check whereabouts we are.
Oh God, I'm getting swarmed with people.
Swarmed? Oh, you're on site right now?
Yeah, I'm in the M50.
Oh, that's us. All right, yeah, we're pretty far away. So, where am I? Oh, if you're not in the ship, you don't really know for sure.
Whoever's standing on the M50, I do not believe you can do the whole Silver Surfer with it.
Oh yeah, this is not Silver Surfer. M50s are not Silver Surfers. Just heads up. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, that's Judge Riley.